welcome to Pod 84. Cheers, boys.
Balls and Brews, Pod 84, guys. Cheers.
Yo, Super Bowl Pod.
Super Bowl Pod.
That's tasty.
Oh, please, thank you. That's a porter right there, baby.
That's tasty.
Brewed and canned by Heather Allen Brewing in McMinnville, Oregon. It drinks at a 7.7. And it's, that really undertone of that toasted malt kind of coffee-esque on the back end.
Yep.
Love that. When it's that level, perfect.
Okay, so when I'm looking at this can, it says it's a 2024 handcrafted Baltic style porter.
Correct.
What is Baltic style there, Charlie?
A Baltic is going to be more dense. It's going to be darker. It's going to be heavier in the alcohol content. Baltics normally range around 7 to 7% versus traditional porters are like anything where it's like 5.5 is going to be like a more
Typical.
direct porter.
Yeah, typical.
Like, or at least an American style or English style porter, as it were.
Well,
right?
even an English style porter, it might not even be 5.5.
Right.
honestly.
Yeah,
You
no,
might
they
only
could
be
see
a
the
5.
4.7, 5.
Yeah, you only might
sure.
get 5% max on an English style porter. Because you got to think again, it's only 4.2. You know,
I thought it was 4.7.
No,
Anyway.
4.2.
Anyway.
But yeah, but like those
That's
English
delicious, dude.
English styles never really get that high.
I love this beer already. I'm 2 drinks in, and I can tell you that it is right up my fucking alley for a porter for sure. I mean, drinks at 7.7 too. That's so that I don't think we said that, but that's
We did.
okay.
You already feeling the
effects. The effects.
But man, you could really get the toasted.
Great. That toasted malt on the back end is wonderful. Yes. That's what pulls it all together. Like even still, I would probably only have this tall boy and call it. But like, as far as this beer alone, one and done, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this thing. So shout out to Heather Allen. I'd never heard of it. Honestly, you guys, I grabbed it because I saw the dog, and then I read that it was a porter, and I was just like, absolutely.
Double down.
Penny, who is 13 and a half, only admits to 3.
That's what it says on the
That's what it says. This is Penny. Check us out. X Instagram. It'll be up. I hope you guys take some of our beer suggestions every now and again, especially for like styles that you like. Because once again, we've had everything good except for those goddamn Dust Bowls, which that might be a perma shit lister, dude. Until another brewery comes around that disappoints
or until
us.
we get a Dust Bowl at 6 bucks.
Yeah, that's what I guess we got to try to track one down at that point. Any ones recently outside of the pod that you guys been sipping on?
Yeah, I had the Shush Boom
Love me
German Heffenweizen.
All right.
It was okay.
It's okay. Just
It was all right.
It was more Germany than you wanted it.
Yes.
Would be my guess. Yeah.
Yes. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't bad. I drank it. It was good. It was good. You know, it didn't blow my socks off. I don't really know.
I'm not a fan of my socks staying on either. I want them just blown off.
I didn't really have any expectations going into it.
Sure.
It was good, but it just wasn't. It wasn't like excellent. It was something, yeah.
A German Hefty, so this is good. This is actually a little foreshadow into a beer that we're going to get to probably later, which is going to be an American Hefty, and I promise you will enjoy it a whole lot.
I love my Hefties.
Right. When you like the wheat leaning more towards the zesty side versus the wheat that is like heavy and barreled side. And I know exactly, if you've drank in wheat beers, you know exactly the difference that I'm referring to. An American Hefty is so much lighter than a German Hefty. Even for 5%, German Hefties can be, like thick boys from the wheat.
I mean, even American Hefties, I find, can be a little heavy at
times
too.
They can. You're not wrong.
And then I had a Nitro.
Yum. All right, I already like that word.
It was it was from Brewer's Cabinet. It was at the same pizza place.
Okay.
It was, but it was light. It might have been a blonde Nitro.
Oh,
that would be different.
It's called.
That's not what it's called. I promise you, that's not what it's called.
We would buy it.
It's not dirty. It's not dirty. It's not dirty Wookie. It's dirty something else. But it was a Nitro.
A dirty blonde.
No, it had a different
You've
name.
been good at remembering, brother.
Yeah,
that was the first one
It
you
slipped-
haven't been able
it
to
slipped
pull
me.
for a while. I'll tell you.
But yeah, it was good though. It was good. Like it was good.
I feel like even
So it was like light in color.
Light in color,
and
but it's still
creamy.
nitro. Yep. The head was just like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like nitro can take even a semi-decent tasting beer and make it taste better if the body sits right
Yeah,
with
and
it, right?
Yeah. And
But then you gotta drink it quick. That's the only thing I don't like about nitro is you got about.
That's not a problem.
No
I
problem.
know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
you
you got
see
like
me
a
doing
10-minute window. You got like a 10-minute window to drink that beer before it's the concept of nitro gets flat.
I also, being a person that has a couple throwbacks here and there, being able to throw back a ton of Guinness, like, and not have like where you drink like 8, like Modelo's or something like that, and you're like, oh my god, it's like all sitting on you. Like drinking the nitro like Guinness is a totally different like weight in your belly feel too. It's like when you're putting them back by like more than one hand.
Dozen.
By more than one hand, it's nice to not be like all weighted down by the fucking like Coors Light or any of that stuff. Just weights you down. So yeah, I love a nitro. But yeah, anybody else?
Nothing but cocktails for me.
Shit, man. Met up with my pops at Pigeon Head the other night and had another one of their wee heavies. So fucking good. Scottish ales. Oh, so good.
I did have a dirty Wookie. Sorry.
Can't shit on a dirty Wookie, dude. Classic beer.
Great brown.
Imperial Brown. Yeah, definitely something.
Probably my favorite Imperial Brown.
Reno can kind of write home about that one. That's a staple, right? Like,
Yeah, there's no. I don't know about another.
There's not I like browns, but Imperial Browns,
That's
that's
hard
like
to
the
find.
one that
they're hard to find.
I
They're hard to
think
find
of-
in general.
And it's nice that we get it all around.
Right.
We don't just get it during.
Oh, you see the dirty Wookie. It's a flagship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, which is nice because a lot of times, like,
there's not a lot of dark beer flagships.
Yeah, and then
Correct.
and then
Correct.
everybody, usually almost every bar around town at least has. There's like I would say 70% of the bars around town have a dirty Wookie because it's a local brew. So then if you're looking for something dark and they don't have like anything new, you can always fall back. Like Tide has it, so that's like one of my fallback beers at Tide. Ooh, I'll just go dirty
that's
Wookie.
true. I did have Marionberry 2 Towns up at the Tide. I went to OG Tide after Pigeon Head, dude. I love that place. That place just feels like home.
What? Oh, like by my house?
Yeah, Tide 1. We'll just get in there and just like, because my pops
When were you guys there?
my pops wanted a cheeseburger. That was Thursday night.
We were there.
Thursday night?
We were there last night.
Friday night. Last night.
I mean,
No, 2 nights ago.
We
Friday.
good
Friday.
food. Good
That's so
food
yeah.
for-
So we went shopping for today,
Okay.
and then me and Angie
Hit over there for a little- yeah, for sure.
And he gets the kids noodles, but we asked him to give him a little bit more because it's like
Because he's a grown boy.
well, he just gets them plain.
Sure.
Dude, he fucking I cut him, and then that boy
He's
just goes to
got-
work.
He gets some plain. He doesn't give him no
He doesn't
sauce.
like red sauce.
You can get
He's
other
just butter.
sauce,
He's
right?
just butter.
Butter noodle guy.
Butter noodles. And then they
It's
have,
hard.
Gotta have a little salt.
they have a little UFC on, so he's kind of been like wondering about that shit. So me and him are watching UFC, and then I got the dip. But the food at the wall is
No, the
the
Tide,
Tide.
yeah.
The food at the Tide is definitely like above.
Dude, their fish and
Both
chips.
bar
I
food.
crave their
Yeah,
fish and
like-
chips, dude.
Pub food, as far as that goes, they're top tier probably for
Right,
Reno.
'cause
I
you
In
think.
relation to like bullies,
You know, like, Bullies
or
is,
like
like, good,
no,
but
they're
it's
they're
not here.
tolerable, is what I would
Then you
say.
get like Tide, because then you get like
I think-
Snickers and all that other stuff.
All
kind
right
of, like,
there.
in that-
No, I would say if I want food, I think of food at the Tide, which is funny because it's a bar. But like on their fish and chips are almost second to none in as far as I have found around
a
town.
lot of their food is. I mean, even
Good
like
fries.
the dips is fries.
Oh, dude,
the-
that extra crispy shit they do to their fries, schmurgy.
Their wings are good. That Tide sauce thing is good.
Agreed.
The club is one of the best clubs in town.
Dude,
And it's an easy
I
thing
mean,
to make, but it's a really
yeah,
they do a
you're
great
still
job.
not touching sugar.
Italian farm sandwich too, man.
I love that garlic. Oh, I
There you go.
love that
Well,
sandwich.
shout out to the Tide, a little sidebar, a little local love. Yeah, it was because my pops wanted Royce, and we went there. Friday night was not a good time to go.
That's
They had
Well,
this
because
sign
you get
out.
all the fucking you get all the court people.
yeah.
So-
we leave. We
certain
get there.
times you just
So
don't
we go there
there.
at 4:30. So
Right,
I go
right.
get Grayson real quick. Angelique leaves a little bit early, and we get there perfect timing, and then all of a sudden you see just this.
Yeah,
flow
no,
of
it was. They had a sign out front that said 45-minute wait for food,
Yeah.
and we just said, yeah, no.
Well,
So the reason why we went to Tide is because we were gonna go to In-N-Out, and then I thought Friday In-N-Out's gonna be fucking stupid
Just as
too.
bad,
Exactly, if not worse.
What burger did you get at the time?
He got the bacon and blue.
And that's a good one.
Yeah, and I absolutely and shout out. They cooked it medium rare. It was actually there was some pink in there, and I appreciate that because a lot of places say we'll cook it how you want it. And then
That's
even
what
if
you got? Or
no, I didn't get it. That was what my pops
Yeah,
wanted.
that's
I got
what
the fish
burger-
and chips. I'm damn near always getting the fish and chips when I'm there, just because I don't get it anywhere else. So when I find myself at a Tide, it's like, well, this is perfect. You know?
They do have great fish and chips.
Oh my god, it's a proper portion. Like
Way better
their
than
tartar
Summer
sauce.
Peak.
Their tartar sauce is on point. A kid from the Northwest, man, that just resonates with me. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I grew up on tartar sauce for sure. It came down here as ranch, right? So like I
Sour
kind of
tartar
shifted.
sauce.
Oh, dude, with fish.
Fish and chips.
Oh,
I like the
it
red
make or
sauce.
breaks it for me, dude.
What's the red sauce?
Oh well, that's cocktail sauce. That's
I
more
know.
for like shrimp. Really, you'd rather have that with like
Yeah,
whitefish?
yeah.
Really?
I'm not really the tartar sauce. I
Okay.
love ranch. I love
Alright.
mayonnaise. Tartar sauce just doesn't.
I'll have like a.
love tartar
Give me
sauce.
that malt vinegar.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lemon. Gotta have malt vinegar and lemon on
Yeah.
top of that
I
fish.
go lemon.
Yes.
I don't have to do them all.
Okay.
I do them all.
All right, sure,
I
sure,
do the
sure.
same way.
No,
The
see
lemon is-
now lemon
gotta
with
have.
cocktail sauce on shrimp. I'll peel and eat shrimp. That's where you find me at the buffet all day. All day. I'll whole plate on them. Easy. Oh
We
shit!
had the
Sidebar.
sampler
Sidebar.
at Lucky Beaver last weekend.
Oh,
And
shout out to
had,
Lucky Beaver. They
that's
make
another
good food. They
Yeah,
make
yeah,
good. They're
it
just pricey, but they
They
make
had
really
the
good food.
corkscrew shrimp. Dude, I was dipping. I had lemon, and then I had little calamari sticks. So I had
There you
lemon
go.
on the calamari sticks and the
Dipping.
shrimp, and then all
Sounds
in
good.
the cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
Everyone. I didn't even use the tartar. Both of them. Cocktail.
I
genuinely
genuinely
love
love tartar sauce.
That's another great place for food, just a little bit more pricey.
Their
but
Southwest egg
every once in a
rolls
while,
are off the fuck. Their Southwest egg rolls are fucking fire. Like
Yeah.
they're hella good.
Favorite egg roll?
No,
From bar?
that might be from Jack in the Box.
Oh,
But,
really?
That's hilarious.
But the Southwest egg rolls from Lucky Beaver are fire.
I've never had a better egg roll than that goddamn Philly cheesesteak egg roll that I had out when I was in PA, bro. Oh my lord, it just changed the idea of what an egg roll could be for me.
Did you get any pierogies in PA?
I did not have any pierogies.
That's a big thing back there.
I did not.
I
have
love
any, I did
pierogies.
not have any of those. I had some like moon pies is one of the things that they're known for out there, which is just like this big fluffy like cake thing, like battered up with like fluff, marshmallow fluff kind of. Looks like a
We
big
love
ass
food.
Oreo. Yeah.
We
No.
love food.
That's why I be tagging this shit food.
So I know we've been like sidebar, but a little other sidebar. Usually every morning, shout out to Wendy's. We usually eat Wendy's breakfast.
Oh, dude.
Z,
Smacks for fast
Z
food.
forgot his fucking wallet at home, pulled into Wendy's parking lot, and
Welcome behind the curtain, everybody.
drove around
So,
the parking lot.
If the first beer hits us a little harder, that's why. We have
Nothing in our
Uh-oh.
system.
So let's jump into like the coolest and craziest NBA trade deadline.
What
I
happened there,
ever
boys?
it
remember.
was nuts. Shit was
That's
breaking.
trade deadline.
Not only was shit breaking, but it was meaningful people to meaningful teams. Like it wasn't just like these secondary trades where you're like, okay,
And there was
some
some
shit
good,
happened,
and
but
there were
like,
some good secondary
There were
trades. too.
also those too, yes.
Good
Agreed.
secondary
But I'm
trades.
just saying that the headliners are fucking
Okay,
up there. Go for it.
let's start with De'Aaron Fox headed to the Spurs. Dude, I am
That pairing makes a lot of
Dope.
sense.
to me.
absolutely stoked for Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. This is a pairing that could last for a long fucking time. If those two can be like, which I think they are, going to get along, dude, this is a great tag team. This is like the epic tag
Is
team.
De'Aaron like 7 or 8 years in, roughly somewhere around there?
Yeah, but
He's
27. Let me see
don't
if
get
it
me
says
wrong,
that.
Well, we still got a
double
lot of
check
fuck under his legs.
But I agree, man. This pushes the timetable forward for San Antonio. I thought they were still a little bit out, but with Fox, like that's been accelerated. They could be a playoff team this year.
That's a
with
super
him.
smart move, just to understand that
So
if you can make a move, strike with the iron's hot.
So the deal went: the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, and then another guy, Jordan McLaughlin. This Sacramento Kings gets because it's a three-teamer.
Sure. Always is when you move a piece that big.
Sacramento Kings get Zach LaVine,
Nice. I like that for them.
some other dude, and like hella picks. I mean, it's crazy amount of picks they get. They get the 2025 first round from the Hornets, 2027 round from the Spurs, and I could keep going. It's
Just
crazy.
throwing out picks.
Yeah, and the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Hunter, and then they get their own 2020 first round pick from the Spurs or something. I mean, that must be like a
Pick swap.
But dude, that's like He's averaging 25. I'm still looking for his age, but dude, that's a perfect pairing. That's like the team building. You don't have two like wings or they're both threes, and you got to play one as a two. This is like the perfect
this
pairing.
is what you want. The guy that can penetrate down low, or the guy you can get out to outside. It just the spacing on the floor. That's what this creates with that pairing, and that gives you so many options offensively of what you want to do. It just makes too much sense, and it just sounded like from all the reporting was where he wanted to go, and there was really
27 years old.
That was yeah.
And what's
27.
crazy is like
That's not where
even though Sacramento is the capital of California, the Kings are like the most forgotten about franchise almost in the NBA, right?
Can't stand him.
De'Aaron Fox
Can't
is
stand
going
him,
to a
Charlie.
franchise now. Technically, you would think in a smaller market, but with Wemby, who's already putting up numbers like nationally, so now he's finally going to get the love and respect he probably deserves, especially coming in and playing with a fucking all-star.
Yeah, I think really next year, his
Yeah.
MVP case in their team for
We'll
a
see.
championship is going to be. They're going to be there.
They
They're
should
going to be one of the
I
options.
think coming into next season, after figuring it all out, probably
Yes.
through this season, they're going to be like a really
Watch out.
fire team. Like a lot of people are going to
Yeah.
hop behind that.
I'd be watching out. I'd be a little bit nervous if they get into that playoff and you're one of those top teams.
Even
because-
this year, you're saying?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I've kind of called a
Okay.
couple Spurs games lately. They got some other players on that team. They got a lot of drivers, and they also have Chris Paul. You're able to cut his minutes back. He's able to be kind of like the veteran leader of the young guys. I mean, he's been there and done it for a long fucking time. I don't know. They might give some people some scare. You now have like the dude at Wemby, but now you have Fox with the veteran leadership of Paul, and then there's other dudes. There are guys.
Castle, who they drafted, played pretty damn well
And
too.
they have a guy come off the bench as Vassal. You say Vassal or Castle.
Castle.
Then there's a guy Vassal that comes off the bench. He's
Castle
really
and
cool.
Castle.
Yeah, dude, I got kind of confused during the game. I was like, no wait, I swear to God, I saw his name as Castle,
Yeah,
and
they
I
got
saw
both of those
Vassal,
guys.
and I was like, oh shit.
Different dudes.
It got a little confusing,
it's
but
sometimes.
A plus.
They remind me. I mean, of the Rockets, kind of just that young team that's coming together now.
Dude, the Rockets are going to be like, okay, so the Thunder,
I had them third.
The Rockets and the Thunder did exactly the same thing where they literally ate a turd sandwich for as long as they could, and then was able to accrue just an insane
that
amount of
switch.
picks, and then just started moving. Now the Rockets have a lot of equity that they can move as well, and I think that they obviously didn't do it this year, and I think that that's smart. I think that they're going to go into next year really being able to say, look, dude, depending on what happens, we can move. If this organically grows the way that it should, then we don't have to make crazy moves. But if we need to, they will.
They don't have an SGA yet, though. They
No.
got a bunch of good players, but they don't have.
They have a lot of two tiers, but not one.
They don't have
You
the
need
dude
one. You need one tier. You need at least one.
And for the Thunder, while we're on this, the Thunder just got Chet back from that broken.
Oh, yeah.
Back from injury.
So
Okay.
to get the fuck out of that team
After
so
being
early.
7 games up, right?
Yes, they're already 7 games up in the West. Yeah, it's a thumping, as it were, out west.
Another big trade. Bucks trade Chris Middleton to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma.
I wouldn't say that's massive. I just say that
I think it like
that one just didn't make sense. I guess trading Middleton made sense for the Bucks.
He's always hurt. He's
He's been hurt a lot.
I think it's a great move for the Bucks. I think it gives them somebody younger.
I love that Kuzma's getting back to a competitive team. He was buried out there in Washington.
I think
Yes.
it's a great move for the Bucks. I think it
Okay.
because it gives them somebody younger, gives them somebody more athletic.
This could push them in to
Far
compete
more
for the
athletic.
East as one of those
Yes.
teams. I mean, of course, you got
Well, they probably looked at it in the sense of like, hey
Boston.
man, we can swing this pretty
Cavs.
easy.
But they could be that fourth team now.
Right, I think it solidifies their starting five as like
Which
with
is-
Dame, Kuz, and now
That's
Giannis
all. That's all
and
important. That's all important in the
Porter.
NBA. All
I think
important in the NBA.
One move sometimes when one dude's hurt, it fucks your bench up, it fucks your starting rotation.
It's crazy
up.
to think, but since it's such a small amount of dudes out there, it's only 5. You can only have 5 guys out there. And traditionally, most coaches don't run more than a 7 to 9
He's
at
still one of
most
the twins,
rotation.
One of the twins is still there.
Lopez?
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
it
he's
still
have
has
Giannis still there.
So
Yeah.
you saw
Lopez
Giannis
is
and
their
Lopez
center.
starting. Then you're gonna have Kuz as your obviously your 3, Dame as your
It's a
1.
lot of
and then-
length right
and
there
then
that you
whoever
just
has
named
your-
your 3
whoever's
dudes.
your 2. then off the bench now at least now Bobby Portis is off the bench with somebody else instead of that somebody else starting.
Portis should not be starting at this point in his
No,
career.
but
I agree with that.
But he is a great
God,
bench
that
player.
beer is so fucking good, dude.
So I think it's a bigger move. I think it's a good move for the Bucks in a week East.
Yeah, I feel like they should take the 4 now.
Yeah.
At least.
I don't think the East is necessarily weak. Like
I
I
think
think it's
you're-
top heavy,
well,
potentially
yeah,
is
but
what
you-
you want to use. But
Very top heavy because once you get to 6 or once you get to 7, I think that number 7 isn't even over 500 again.
okay, that's tough. Yeah, because that's still
Yeah.
that's back in play. That's the start.
Because you get the Magic. Because you got to think the Sixers, I don't think are over 500.
Fuck,
And they,
no, they're not even close to like 11 games under 500. They're bad, dude. Like,
I have to pull up the standings. Next trade,
next up.
team money. I'm gonna lay it to you first.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'll
There was
go over the
compensation.
the compensation.
All right, wait out.
Jimmy Butler joins Warriors, a 5-team deal with the Heat.
Five team.
teams. Here we
Just
go.
fuck, Jesus Christ.
Warriors receive Jimmy Butler, 2 second-round picks in cash. Heat receive Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell, and a 2025 first-round protected pick. That's big. Protect is big.
Yes, unprotected.
Jazz received KJ Martin from the Pistons via Sixers, Josh Richardson via Heat, a 2028 first round, 2023 second round. Pistons received Dennis Schroeder from the Jazz via Warriors, Linda Warriors from the Warriors, and a second round pick. Raptors received PJ Tucker, a second round pick, and past considerations. All right, Trev. So the main thing is
What the fuck just happened there, dude? That's not a trade. That's just an amalgamation of just names and their picks and cash.
so basically it was Jimmy and then Andrew and Kyle both went to
Oh my lord.
the Heat. I actually thought that the Heat would have been better off keeping Schroeder too. I thought that was weird that he went to the Jazz. But what do you think, Trev? You lose Wiggins, you lose Kyle, and you lose Schroeder for and I don't know how many other picks.
Jimmy
but
Buckets.
So, from what I've listened to
he
on
signed the deal.
ESPN at least, yeah, that was the holdup originally, was he wasn't going to sign the deal. Then when he does, and it's like an extra $10 million, which I don't think is that bad. I don't think this, like, I was worried that,
In the NBA, absolutely not.
yeah, I was worried that it was going to cost more for Jimmy, really. Like, I love Wiggins. I give him a lot of leeway because of what he did in the last Warriors championship. So I was okay keeping him, even though he hasn't been the same player since then. And everything I heard, like I was saying on ESPN, has been like, this is kind of a reach. It's maybe not a great fit. I disagree with that. Like, he takes the role that Wiggins had as far as that guy that we can push the ball to down low to create that offense. That, I mean, it should open up for him with Steph on the outside. And he like last game, his first game as a Warrior, he's drawing fouls down low, and that's kind of the position that the Warriors are missing in that offense. So to have that, I think, could be really good. How he fits with the team, I mean, it seems they played well so far, and I'm hoping that he's motivated after this trade, because if he is, then the Warriors can actually be a decent team. The West is so loaded, though. I don't know how it really puts us over the top. I'm not saying that, but getting that 2-year extension to have him this year, next year, I think.
And then, but if you get Jimmy buckets in the playoffs along with Steph Curry in the fucking playoffs,
That can
shooters
be
never
fun.
die.
I'm gonna enjoy watching that.
You
I
gotta
am.
sneak into the playoffs. You gotta get around that 8, 9, 10 seed. You'll probably
Yes.
be a play-in team, but the
Probably.
Heat made the run to the finals from the 10 seed. Like, it's not to say that it can't happen. So I guess why not was their whole thought process.
I mean,
Because some of the other iterations clearly didn't work.
that also brings me to
Dude, Draymond's just hanging on for dear fucking life, dude. He just does not want to leave that team.
Yes, and I mean, well, I think the only reason he's on the team still is because of
Did you
Steph.
take a team-friendly deal?
No. Yeah, it's well, yeah. I think the only reason he's on the team is because of Steph. I think he might have even prevented other players. I don't know, maybe KD from wanting to join the Warriors. And I'm not sure. And I would bet he's not the only.
From the outside looking in, that doesn't sound like something that would be so hard to, so far-fetched.
I imagine that KD wasn't the only one that kind of felt that way. If there was other players that they were looking to bring in, he could be
I know he's
somebody
on your
that's
team,
going to
but
be.
honestly, Draymond's a low-level shit lister for me.
I'm ready to put him on the shit list. Actually, that's what I was about to just bring up. I'm like, shit list.
Oh.
Let's bring it there. Like,
I mean,
we were
I
talking
never-
about maybe Jimmy
We gotta go 3 for 3.
I don't know if I can vote for Draymond, to be honest.
Hit people in the nuts isn't enough. Punching teammates in the face isn't enough.
Well,
What
that's
kind
all
of player is that?
that's
You're
all
punching your
half.
teammates in the face.
But that's who he is. No, watch him. Just watch him on the bench. He's just a whiny little pussy.
Oh,
dude.
I know he
And
is.
then he
Draymond
talks
is
about that
just-
shit on his podcast like.
Here you go, Trev.
Oh my
I'll
god.
go 3
I
for
mean,
3.
bro, I just
Take your headset
You
off.
were good.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I've been shit listing Draymond for seasons now.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, welcome to the board, Draymond.
Draymond.
I don't think anybody else needs review. I feel like the
I still think Tyreek Hill should be up there.
We could have a revote.
I'm gonna push that.
I don't know if I buy that. I don't know if I maybe he's low end shit list. He's low end.
He's on the cusp. If
there's one more
you're not gonna
story, him putting his face over Antonio Brown's body and like making that his Instagram picture. Did you see it? He's a little off the deep end too. He might have a little trace of CTE. Sorry,
bro.
So the next trade that we were going to talk about got rescinded.
Oh man.
It's kind of
let's get into that.
It's kind of about, first, I want to know any more thoughts now that we have a week to process
The Luka.
the Luka trade, and I called it the craziest trade of all time. Is there you have any rebuttal on that now, Charlie? You wanted to? It's for 2 stars. 2 stars have never been traded like that before
in any
sport.
It's crazy.
Any more thoughts on it for you guys? Like now that we've had a week to kind of process it, and what you've heard, I guess.
Well, I mean, AD got hurt first game out there with the
I saw
Mavs.
that.
Yeah, not good.
But it was also reported that it's nothing that's going to be serious.
Sure, okay.
So, I mean, that's good because he had a hell of a first game, really.
Right, that was first half. He came out
Yeah.
and said he wanted to do something.
Of course
dude.
he did.
Like, yeah, right. No,
That
which
was
is
the
but
thing that
that's so AD. The dude, if you unlock him, is a fucking stud. I don't think it was a bad trade for either team, and it just blows my mind that Luka went to the fucking Lakers of all goddamn teams. Feed me, yeah, of course, because they bob on the knob for LA, but Seattle can't get a goddamn team.
I mean, I was thinking about this. I wasn't sure which way I would fall, though. But do we want any pod bets on Lakers Mavs? Who's the
More
who
successful
wins the
team.
trade?
Well, I mean,
Lakers gonna win
I
it,
don't
right?
feel like this season is going to be the determining factor.
Well, the
right?
Lakers
Like,
just got
are
held
playing
up
long
with
term.
their Luka plans got
Right, changed
Stalled.
now, but by the
then-
second part.
But then this trade
Right.
that got happened. So the Lakers, I thought, made a really good deal. They're going to send Dalton Connect and Cam Reddish to the Hornets for Mark
Williams.
Williams. Dalton Connect and Mark Williams, same age. But Mark Williams didn't pass a physical, back issues, and he's only actually played 85 of his 212 games
Right.
possible played. I was stoked for the deal. I thought it was amazing team building. At that point, you were looking at, and we still are, I'm going to throw the roster out in a second. You were looking at a 9-deep roster, but a really good 9-deep roster. Right now, we are still a 9-deep roster, so it is exciting of the depth of the roster. The only problem is Jackson Hayes at center.
I was gonna say, who's your tallest boy? Who's your tallest boy?
He's a straight center.
You're definitely weak at that position, though.
Yes, because he would have been the backup center to
Right.
Mark Williams,
Sure,
and it would have
sure.
been great because then you had 2 legit
So
7-footers.
then not only did the Lakers like they don't think he's going to be healthy. They might see Greg Oden in this dude, unfortunately, because they could have still been
Correct.
fine.
Something
all
with
of
the back.
ailments.
Something with the back.
Was a
pushed him to
permanent
where-
injury.
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, it would have looked good on paper to make that trade, but maybe this is a blessing
Correct.
in disguise because of that
So-
kind of issue. That's
1000%.
back issues. No,
So the
Way,
starting
man.
5 for the Lakers, and I think if we can run, so the NBA playoffs is bracketed. It's
don't
not.
say.
It's not. But if you can land on the right side of the bracket without having to play like the Nuggets,
Oh, sure, because they don't reseed, right? Yeah,
You
no.
don't
If you
reseed.
get,
oh,
you
that's
can,
the
so if you
Lakers'
don't,
biggest.
you can get the easier path, as it
If
were,
you don't
depending
have
on
to-
your
you don't have to go through Joker.
Sure.
you like the center is the weak position, so that's our main move next year. But you're starting 5 right now. You have Jackson Hayes who's going to start at center. Dorian Finney-Smith is who I think should start at the 4 because he's a 3-and-D guy, right? He can cover your wings, and he hits that three, that corner. He's always just gives you floor spacing. Then LeBron at the three, and then Austin Reeves at your two, and then Doncic at your one, right? But then off the bench, you got Gabe Vincent coming off, Jared Vanderbilt, and Dalton Connect. You're basically running a 9-man. You have a potential to have 9 dudes be rotating all the time, which is great for LeBron. If Connect can start connecting on threes, because he has games that he does. Gabe Vincent's great off the bench, and Jared Vanderbilt gives us a defensive guy to come in to kind of be that, like, Dorian Finney-Smith, him playing that, like, 5 spot where one of them has team up, but we are weak on the 5.
I mean, there's an example of this. This is how the Warriors won their championship early, by running the team that was deep. They didn't have that skilled center. They still don't have that great center. But if you can get those other players all on the same page and that rotation to click, that's still dangerous.
Austin Reeves went for 45 last night without LeBron on the court, and they got a dub. No LeBron, no Luka. That's like, I'm excited, man. This is a real big team I want to root for. Also, can we give Rob Pelinka a fucking, he fucking pulled this trade off. He did the other trade with the guys that we went, Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent a couple years ago. We thought was good. Can you imagine if LeBron wouldn't have stepped on toes, him and AD, and getting Russell there? Rob Pelinka's moves that would have been happening have all been really, really good. The LeBron bringing Russell Westbrook in with AD, that kind of shit, like what we were going to do.
I have to say, I'm so happy to see Russell Westbrook like in Denver just doing
fitting better.
It does. It works. It works for him. It works for them. Like that one works. And
he's understanding his role.
Westbrook, like he was a shitlister for me for a long time, but I feel like he has adjusted himself to the NBA rather than trying. Like the reason why James Harden is up there is because he's a fucktard and he doesn't change himself to the NBA. He absolutely is. And at one point, I thought Russell Westbrook was that same person, but he has been able to adapt to the teams that he's been traded to, and I think that he is finally in that role that he can be successful now, probably for another 5 to 7 years if he wants to be, kind of thing.
Well,
he's athletic as fuck, dude.
He comes off the bench.
So athletic.
He's the guy that comes off the bench, but in the fourth quarter, he's in the starting lineup, or the lineup that finishes the game. But he also has 2 guys behind him. Dude, I just kind of wish that Gordon and Porter would just kind of step all, and Murray sometimes too. If that team played like they should play all the time, that starting 5 would be so hard to beat. But Porter is off, and then Murray's off, and then Gordon's off.
He did go off the other night.
But that's
Joker, right? Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, fuck. Where's the guy? Kevin Porter, dude, when he was coming in, dude, he was supposed to be like a legit.
And how frustrating do you think that is for the coaching staff?
Or
Knowing that's inside that dude, and like you only get like
don't get that consistency at all.
Now and again, yeah, he has like 3 games like that a season.
You like have like the best. We've talked about that. Joker is so crazy.
Good. He's so good.
He's the best player on the NBA right now.
You just you have to watch the Denver Nuggets. When they're on, you just want to see him play.
His ball movement and his understanding of
spatial awareness is second to. He will make boop boop boop. Oh, it does, and he's so good. He knows where you're at, 80 feet behind him. Well, he's nuts. Like.
Do we want to?
I love a good big man basketball.
Do we want to jump into the NFL, or do we want to just all take it to the second half? We want to do our NFL honor stuff.
I might need another
beer. So let's take a break, finish our beers, and come back all NFL. So we're gonna start with just a little foresight. We got the Hall of Fame,
right?
We got the MVP and all that coming.
The awards to happen.
Couple dudes wanting out. I'm out here. I'm fucking gone.
Myles.
I'd like to have a little.
He wants Myles in between him and Cleveland.
I want a little sec of your time. To talk about offensive hiring.
Yes.
And then we got all Super Bowl bets, all Super Bowl props.
Okay.
And we're gonna pick winners.
We'll see you there for the NFL then.
I don't want anybody to win. I don't really like this game. Do you know
I'm rooting for Bane.
When you guys lost, when you guys lost to the Patriots, me and Caressa went and saw a movie.
I don't care. What does that affect me?
I'm just saying, like,
that matchup?
yeah, it was just one of those ones. I was like, I'll go see the movie today, bro.
Well, good for you, and
We'll
better
come
for
back.
Caressa than it was for you.
Yeah, the movie wasn't that good. It was like this fairy movie, and they did a lot of singing.
Oh, shit.
It looked cool. Like it looked like it was gonna be one of those animated movies where it's kind of like a lot of stuff.
Ferngully is what I'm getting out of you.
It might have been. It wasn't Ferngully, but it was close. We'll come back with some more.
NFL, baby.
Welcome back to Balls and Brews. Cheers, boys.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.
Welcome back, Pod
Look at
84.
this. This is clear as fucking DAYMAN.
Oh, fucking A. We're drinking this
That's
pear cider
delicious.
from Recorder
There's
Lake.
alcohol in that?
It's a premium hard cider. Recorder Lake. It's a 4.5. It's a pear. Dude,
Say that brewery again?
Recorder Lake. It's a
Recorder
premium
Lake.
Swedish
That's pretty
hard
close.
cider.
I would probably say so, yeah. Out of Sweden, yeah.
Where's it? Is it actually like straight?
No, it's going to be imported for sure. Obviously, it says at the bottom, literally. But
Perfect served with ice cubes, a squeeze of lemon garnish wedge, and a
Oh,
beautiful Swedish
hey now.
refreshment. That's what it says right
fucking
there.
garnish
fancy
for it?
dancy. No, dude. We're going to fucking. This is a 2
doesn't
gulper.
need
Downie's already halfway through it.
It's not gonna
So
last.
so did Trev. Yeah, I took a little
It's
bit. But
delicious.
No, it's very
It's pa-
sweet. I
it's-
would say it's very
It's
sweet
very
though.
sweet. Is pear like one of the best tasting?
Oh, that's
ciders,
why
though?
there's 25 grams of added sugar. Okay, there you go. That's why it's sweet as fuck.
That's from Sweden, dude. They like that sweet shit, you know. Them Swedish.
Yeah, so do you. Are you Swedish? You might be. Who knows?
Who knows?
Heinz 57.
I got a lot of other
baby.
I knew I got a lot of Scottish. A lot of Scottish.
I got some Scotch Irish myself.
I'm definitely.
You don't say.
Definitely a little bit Irish.
Hey,
Yahweh.
But I think I'm
I'm
Spaniard.
a
in it,
day
too.
walker, bro. I have
I'm
to
definitely
have-
Spaniard too because I get like
You get tan
got
as
that
fuck.
color.
Your family gets dark,
I get
dude,
dark, so
for
I think
sure.
I got a little
Yeah, yeah.
Spaniard in there. But definitely Scottish, Spaniard, and Irish.
You guys are funny. Well, what do you think? You like it? You like the sweet? Let me get one more.
It's good. It's a little. I wish it was a little tame to the sweet.
Yeah, a little less sweet actually would be
And a little more bubbly, a little bit less sweet, a little more
way
bubbly.
sweet. It's way sweet. It's not bad. I like the pear because the sweet does accent the pear. It kind of pushes
Yes,
that
the flavor
forward.
is good.
But it does need to be a little bit more dry. I'm
Right,
expecting
dry. Yeah,
the
that's right,
the
dry.
sugar.
Yeah, that
It's
would
the
be-
sugar. We need the
makes
dryness.
it too syrupy, and I like a little. It's I don't get any apple. I get no apple in this. Right? Is there any apple in it, or just it's just pear hard cider?
Oh damn!
Oh, that's
interesting.
why.
I mean,
Yeah,
most
maybe
ciders
that's
have
why.
apple. That one doesn't.
Every cider I've ever had.
Well, this
up
is
in-
from Sweden, dude.
Sweden.
You don't know.
They don't know about that apple.
You don't know much about that
We don't
record leg.
need-
You
we
don't.
don't,
You
we
don't
don't
need-
need apples
you don't-
over here in the Sweden.
You don't know much about that recorder leg.
No,
So I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
super basic ass can though. Record a leg. You can do better.
It's sweet though.
Very sweet.
We got a funny behind the other scenes.
It's a goddamn good thing we have another beer behind it because you guys are gonna be done in about 45 seconds.
So my wife goes and grabs all this beer.
Oh, dude, BTS, dude, behind the scenes. Let's get it. This is funny.
My wife grabs all this beer for
good.
the Super Bowl, and she goes, I got some great pod beers. So I get home and we're unloading it. And I'm like, oh fuck, because she got the Lost Coast peanut butter one that we had
Delicious, delicious.
at
We had a
Brouhaha.
brouhaha a handful of years ago.
But then it didn't. But then it didn't come out, and we didn't see it. Remember, we were both like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen
We
this?"
did ask ourselves quite a few. It was not on tap anywhere.
Couldn't find
like,
it,
Yeah.
and it was delicious. So we got that at home.
Nice.
So she gets
Nice.
this cider. She gets a couple other beers. Then she gets this nitro stout. Right. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm bringing that to the pod. Chuck pulls it out this morning, and right as Chuck pulls it out, me and him see it at the exact same time.
Pull it out, Chuck.
Non-alcoholic, it says.
NA.
Non-alcoholic, dude. I couldn't
Not
believe
about it. NA.
Not about it. Non-applicable, dude. Non-applicable to the pod. Non-applicable to the pod.
We were both like,
Oh.
fuck, I was so stoked, dude. It says, like, it's this mocha nitro stout, dude. I was like, oh, this could be delicious.
Sure.
A motherfucker says non-alcoholic on it.
In comes fucking Sandy Paws to save the fucking day with that porter, though, dude. That Baltic Porter was at least, a fucking solid follow-up to... That's what it was called.
I mean, it's fun to say. I'm just saying.
Let's jump into some,
Sandy Paws.
let's jump into some NFL.
Are we? We're going to jump into it.
Let's go with the people that want out first before the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Myles Garrett came out during Super Bowl week, penned a letter to the city of Cleveland said how he wants out because he wants to be on a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl. Today, reports come out of El Deebo Samuel wants out with the Niners. First, let's start
the Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, first let's start with Myles Garrett. Dude, for one, it's going to take a grip, right? A first, maybe 2 firsts to get that full.
Deebo?
No, Myles. Let's start with Myles.
Two firsts.
It would be a great addition to some teams. Fuck.
I mean,
could you imagine him on like the Bills or somebody like that? I mean, fuck.
I mean, this is one of the best defensive players on the market in a long time.
Think about
I don't
Myles.
even know who was the last defensive player that was this caliber that's wanting to be on a new team.
When he finishes his career, dude, he is going to be talked about. He's got 2 MVPs or 2 Defensive Player of the Years, not MVPs.
2, yes,
2?
correct, because he just got it this year.
Dude, he is. Did he?
Yeah.
No, Patrick Surtain got it this year.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good for him. He did. His lockdown rate was insane. He was like under 30%.
Yeah.
Like his numbers were
Crazy.
bonkers. Yeah.
But still, like he is going to go down as one of the better defensive players to play the game
In this era, and then overall,
he's
he's a game wrecker.
Yes.
He's a game wrecker. There's a
Consistency
hand
is there.
Right.
Every year.
He's had
Every year.
never less than 10 sacks in his career. Every year, except for his rookie year. He had like 8.5. And then after that, it was like 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 12. He's going into year 8, and he's never had under 8.5 sacks in a year.
Yeah,
Fucking animal,
I
dude.
think he has one more year than Nick Bosa does, and he has like 20 more sacks. It's crazy, man. The consistency with him,
Stud
all the way.
So 2 firsts
Commanders,
for a team who can
Bills.
swing that, right? Who also he's got to want to go there, right?
The Lions.
Jesus, dude. Yeah.
The Lions don't need draft picks. You're at the point right now with the Detroit Lions. You don't necessarily need draft picks, dude. You got a lot of players. You're not on a pay cycle. But your window's closing. Myles Garrett might hold that window open for 1 more second, dude. Him and Aiden together.
Nasty. Nasty.
If my Raiders didn't need as many players as they do, that would be I'd trade 2 first
You can't
rounders
give
for
up
him.
that
Correct.
equity, right? You need,
But the Bills. The Bills need a playmaker,
Bills make
right?
sense. Bills make sense.
You need a
whole lot of
playmaker.
sense.
You need an offensive playmaker. But why not just, dude? If you brought him on defense,
Well, because you don't think his eyes would light up when he heard you're going to play with Josh Allen. That's
everybody's
your new quarterback.
Everybody's eyes are lighting up
sure,
playing with him.
I still think the first team I think of for him though is the Commanders.
I know, Trev.
I mean,
It makes a lot of sense, dude.
It makes a lot of sense. They could give a lot
play
of
with Dan
futures.
Quinn.
The thing with the Commanders, though, they would be the best partner if you're looking as the Browns to build up stock and draft picks next year to get
But
that quarterback.
My only hesitation with the Commanders, though, is that you had this year, right?
Right.
Were you really good? I still think you have a lot of positional needs.
They do.
So I think that trading your 2 first rounds, I think as the Commanders, I think you still need to build the roster. I don't think your roster's set enough to be able to give up that equity. I think you need other stuff. I think
They do, but I mean,
I can see
again,
it.
a player his caliber just doesn't come around that often, and I think anyone that has a shot should take it. Like,
Dude,
I
there's
mean-
a lot of teams that could throw 2 first rounders at him. Fuck it.
You're not wrong. It's
somebody's
this
going to
year,
be willing
next
to
year.
overpay, I feel like.
Cleveland.
Do you know if any?
This is kind of a blessing in disguise for them. This is kind of exactly what they need. A guy that they can get some draft picks back for because they haven't been able to build because of that terrible Deshaun contract.
Yes, exactly. Like, this is the play that they should make because they're not in a cycle of competing. If they were close, you keep him.
Right.
You're not.
But they should have done this before you even requested it. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is not a bad thing for the organization.
There is no team this year with 2 first round picks, correct? I'm pretty sure,
I
right?
believe.
Oh, in this draft?
So you can't double down on this year. So no matter what, you're getting
Not
this year's
that I
number.
know of. Honestly, now that I
next
think
year.
about it,
And
I
it's one of
can't
the first
think
it's
of
one
anybody
of the first years in a long time that
that's
hasn't
been
happened.
that way.
You got to think about it, dude. There's been at least one team for the last so many years that has 2
Well, and
first
I
round
think,
picks.
and because all of the teams that traded him
Well, until
whiffed.
there's a trade.
Whiffed.
Until there's a trade.
Sure.
Until there's a trade.
Sure, there could very well be.
When the
no
Raiders
doubt.
trade up to 2,
There could very.
and the Browns get 2 first rounds there. But I think Myles Garrett. I mean,
I
so
don't know.
everybody. So now
We
you're
went
giving.
into
So now you.
La La Land over there.
So now you're getting to dude. It's very reasonable. It's one of the reasonable things to think about.
It's very reasonable. It's very.
I don't think it's reasonable, but it might happen.
Look out for it.
There's not. So now you're taking this year's first because they're already set, and then next year's first, which isn't a guaranteed on where you're getting it. Right.
Right. Because there's no protected picks
Correct.
in the NFL. You just get wherever that draft lands.
So that pick, I mean, in most circumstances, you're thinking it's a later.
It's a
first
later
round
because you just traded Myles Garrett to a fucking team. It's going to end up kicking ass,
Right.
And you're going to get a later
He's
pick
going to
because
make
you
them
make your
better.
team better.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
So you're basically taking this first round pick. Hopefully, it's higher, and then you're like, okay, we know that team's going to get better, so that pick's going to fall here. There's got to be something else too, right? Are you giving a second? Are you giving a third this year?
Oh yeah, you're not. It's way more than just 2 1s. You're gonna get 2 1s, a 2, a 3, and maybe a player as well. Like this is DPOY territory, bro. Like this is the Luka AD kind of thing where like you're talking all pros.
What's crazy about that? We only had to give up 1 first round. We didn't have to give up next year's. We still got next year's first round pick still somehow. That's sick. Let's get back to football. I think whoever makes the deal, I do hope Buffalo makes it. My Raiders can't make it. The Seahawks. Are you making that deal right now,
They're
Chuck?
cap strapped.
No.
They have no extra money in
not.
Seattle.
Correct. We're 14 over right now.
You?
We restructured Big Cat, which is crazy to me. Anyway,
So I'm gonna get into it right now. We didn't bring it up.
here we go now.
So it was posted today,
said, "I'm
this
getting into
morning, that Deebo is out to seek a trade. He's allowed to seek a
That's
trade.
player number 2, if you were wondering.
Coming into this season, I thought that he would be the piece that we would move because of the cap. But actually, after looking into it further, credit to John Chapman, one of the podcasters I listen to, the dead money on his trade would not be beneficial for the 49ers. So the only way I see the Niners actually moving off of Deebo Samuel is if it's for a player like Myles Garrett. We throw him in the trade. We're everything that he wants and what he's looking for.
If the goddamn Niners swung,
We
a trade
have
for
the
Myles
highest
Garrett.
pick at number 11 as far as competitive teams.
Chuck needs to
Like,
walk
I don't-
off the set real quick.
I don't think this is
Make
out of
it
the
sense,
question.
Trev.
It's
And when they take Cam
have
Ward at
him
number
on
2,
having him on the
leaving.
opposite side of Bosa, which the line is weak for the Niners.
Yeah.
It's a position we need.
and then they
He
take
wants to
your,
go to a winner.
and they take your second round pick too. I love it.
I
love
mean,
it, Trev.
we would probably have to give up our first
and second and next
maybe
year's
a
one,
player.
and Deebo.
Besides Deebo, I mean, there's other players that we could give up to.
Give up one of your linemen because you'll take him at the other pick.
Yes, Floyd. Floyd, actually, they would give him a lineman and it wouldn't cost us much. We
love
also
it,
have Mason, the running back.
You're talking me
He's
into
got,
it.
We got a full. We got
I'm
a lot
not
of
trading.
running
I'm not
backs.
trading him because I don't know how CMC's rolling.
Yeah, no. I don't want to trade him, but I think he's a piece that could be a part of the trade. I also think Jennings could be another piece, part of that trade
I don't
because
wanna
of the
trade
contracts
Jennings.
that they have.
I don't want to trade Jennings.
I don't
need some
want to trade him
receivers.
either, especially if we're going to trade Deebo. But I just figured that it would contractually it makes more sense for us to trade Jennings over Deebo. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah, I don't love that. Get rid of Deebo. Get him out of my locker room.
I mean,
maybe trade somebody else.
I know Kyle loves.
I got 2 first round picks coming towards you. Cleveland, you get a receiver.
You get the number 11 pick. No one's going to give you a higher pick that's a competitor.
Yep, 100%.
So watch out. I hope that happens, bro. So bad. We'll see. I mean, free agency is going to be so interesting when we get to it.
I'm stoked for free agency. I need it because I won't. I did a
I
mock
hate
the
that
other
take.
day.
I hate that.
I know you do.
I did a mock the
so
other day.
fucking much. Like deep down in my depths.
And even when we re-sign Brock Purdy, the money can still be maneuvered so that we can fit his contract in. We're probably going to lose Ward and Greenlaw. Well, definitely Greenlaw if we were
Ward's
to bring
gone.
in. Yeah, Ward's going to. If we bring in Myles Garrett, especially.
Yeah, Ward's gone.
Yeah, Ward's gone. I think regardless. Greenlaw? I think we bring back unless we get Garrett.
Yeah,
Maybe.
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 Because I also think that there's a kid named Jalen Walker. I don't know if he's fallen out of the top 10, but if he landed to you guys, it would take Greenlaw's spot, and it'd make you. Then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, too. If we don't get Garrett, we haven't had this high of a pick in a while, so I'm excited for the draft, too. I mean, there's so many different options, and I still like a lot of the pieces, so it's...
also, this week, we had the Hall of Fame announcement. 4 players get in, smallest class ever. Yeah, Sterling Sharp. You got Antonio Gates. You get Eric Allen. And you get
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. And Eric Allen.
There you go.
So Jared Allen's 4th. I agree with those 4 being Hall of Famers. I think, and it's not even the Eli thing, I think it's more egregious that Luke Kuechly didn't get in. And I know people might say short term. Dude, he was the best linebacker in football from his rookie, at least top 3 linebacker in football from his rookie year.
I was going to say, you forgot Bobby Wagner was on the top of his game at the same position.
But there were years that Luke Kuechly might have been better than Bobby Wagner.
No, they passed the back and forth for all pro.
I think that, I
think Kuechly played 8 seasons and had 6 all pros, actually.
Correct.
Some shit like that. Like, that's fucking nuts.
Dude, he had
all pro is one guy.
He almost had
one guy.
He almost had 200 tackles his rookie year or something.
You were the dude.
I think that's more egregious. I think Eli is going to get in. Maybe not a first ballot.
I think they both get in.
Well, clearly,
but obviously
not
not first ballot.
I think Luke Kuechly should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't tell me that Terrell Davis got in on first ballot. And even Antonio Gates, he had a lot of years where he was really beat up too. I think Luke Kuechly is my biggest snub of this. And I also think it's bullshit that Mike Holmgren didn't get in.
Yeah, there's some coaches as well. This kind of has been brought up a lot lately on ESPN and how people getting into the Hall of Fame works. Because for the NFL having all the players being one of the bigger leagues as far as starting positions, they have one of the smallest classes for the Hall of Fame.
But if you look at this Hall of Fame, there's only one person that was Jared Allen was 2nd or 3rd. Eric Allen's on his 11th. Sterling Sharp, this is from the veteran voters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Antonio Gates is
nothing
there.
pops off the page for this class, unfortunately.
I thought Luke Kuechly popped off the page, dude. I was always a huge fan, dude. I thought he was LB1.
Okay, well, it is crazy. I will unfortunately defend Eli Manning just simply because you can't tell the story of the NFL without him. You can't.
Well, I mean, that's what I was kind of trying to get to before, though, is how you feel about the current situation of the Hall of Fame, of the way that it's built right now. Do you agree with only the so many players, or you think it should be
I'm
expanded?
fine with that. No, I don't think it should be expanded.
I don't think it should be expanded. This is
I
the
think
lowest.
They just kind of got it wrong.
This
right?
is the lowest number. But they had more than 4. They could
have put more people
correct.
in.
They could have put more people in. You only put 4 in, and I just think that it's weird. Even Vinatieri, he's a kicker. I poured this like shit.
You did.
He's a kicker.
Looking at it, it makes my heart.
He's a kicker, but he still should have got in. Adam Vinatieri changed
moments. He has historic moments.
Fucking tuck rule. He was part of that game.
He kicked that snow field goal.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
Adam Vinatieri should have been a Hall of Famer.
He got Brady's first ring, bailing him out in the fucking beating the Rams.
And the Colts.
He had that 47-yarder or whatever.
He was with the Colts for all those years after the Patriots.
Was great with Peyton Manning. Got that ring with Manning. No, Vinatieri is all time for sure.
So that's weird that he didn't. And it's a kicker. Oh,
it must be the
he should have been in. Dude, kickers are
especially
just
considering you had an open spot for him to get in.
That's why
it wasn't like there was.
Weird.
What is the number? Is the number 7?
6, isn't it? No, I think it's 6. I think it's 6.
That's what makes it surprising is they
fairly
only
certain it's
4.
You still had those 2 other spots, which is it's not like they missed because there was somebody else in front of them.
It's really just making them the first ballot is why some of these guys that I think will
Luke
be
Kuechly's a first
Hall
ballot.
of Famers aren't yet, and that's why I brought up the whole thing about this how it's set up, because
that gets me fired up.
I don't know, I see both sides of the argument. If you're a Hall of Famer, you should know as soon as they're eligible. You shouldn't have to wait, I feel like, in certain situations.
Okay, if you were voting, are you guys Luke Kuechly first ballot?
Yes.
Chuck, after you get done doing your breathing exercises. He's like frightened or something.
It's the pun noises in the mic. I'm not trying to burp in the mic.
I appreciate that. Good job. It's improvement. Hey, dog. Hey, we
Hey,
got
dog.
another beer before you answer Zach's question.
Hey, dog. Hey.
Cheers.
This
to
is a
y'all.
Philly special. I saw this. I had to pick it up. DAYMAN.
Fighter of the night, man. Come on, dude. All right, it's always sunny.
Champion of
Is,
the sun. Sorry.
yeah, absolutely.
pretty
Oh, it's true. I do.
Tentor.
Yeah, you guys didn't drink. I'm over here sipping down, doing work.
Well, it's bad luck to you guys. If you cheers, you have to drink. Yeah. See, that's an American. There's a little bit of that. It's more citrusy.
More citrusy.
It doesn't have the overall banana-y effect that a lot of Germans do. Delicious. Tentor. What's a drink at?
Fuck if I know.
Hey now.
3.5%.
No.
You're reading it.
5%.
It's no.
Yeah, 5%.
5%.
Yeah,
He's
there we
right.
go.
Yeah,
I know.
that's exactly why it's easy drinking.
Charlie,
Yes.
Luke Kuechly, first bout Hall of Famer. You were breathing exercising earlier.
You're right. I was exhaling aggressively. Shit, man. I mean, it's hard to argue with that resume, and especially with a spot just being there. I guess I couldn't leave him off the ballot. If you're, to me, Luke Kuechly was more important, honestly, than Jared Allen. If
I
I
thought
look at
so
it
too,
objectively, from like.
Dude, I don't know, man.
5 to 6 All Pros in 8 years is a run of
Because
dominance
All-Pro-
that you
it's
don't
not-
see at positions like linebacker or cornerback.
And it's
or,
not all-star voting. All pros is your like Super Bowls or quarterback stuff. All pros, every other position's like resume. When you hit if you're all pro status, a lot, dude. You
First
are
team
a
All
Hall
Pro
of
means
Famer.
you're the best at your position in the entire league.
Correct.
You did it at least 5 times. I think 6 times.
I thought he did it 6.
Just watching him, you could tell that he was the most important part of that defense.
I know, poor dude. I wish that guy.
I was fun.
I respect what he did because he pulled out when he needed to. His head was in serious danger, and like he had too many concussions. And I applaud him for taking the long term, but God, was he a fucking animal when he was on the field. He was so fun to watch. Great in coverage, sideline to sideline.
Sideline to sideline.
He'll pick you off. He'll
Take
make the
your tight-
tackle.
take your tight
He'll
ends
blitz
away.
you. Like no, he was an all around linebacker, dude, for sure.
Is Eli Manning first bout Hall of Famer for you guys?
Golly, I hate to
think
say it,
so.
but he
I
would
thought
have
so.
to kind of be,
He too simple.
especially without. I mean, with the spot there, the fact that why did they just do it to snub him?
I think
know.
it's because of his numbers. Like he
do
was
too.
never the most dominant
He
quarterback.
had-
Not in the regular
He had
season.
1 year. It was the year after their first Super Bowl when they went 14-2, and then I think they lost in Green Bay, right? Or
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that the year where he actually kind of had like a really, really good offensive year?
Well, no, but that was the Tiki Barber year where he was fucking insane.
Right, but that was the year
Remember?
right after the Super
They
Bowl,
were
right?
both really good, yeah, and then because they
And they
didn't go
lost,
back to
and then-
back, but
and
then
they
they
lo-
went 2 and 3 years.
And they lost in Green Bay or something, but they were 14-2 that year. Like they were good that year.
Right. But no, that was more on the back of Tiki than it was the arm of Eli. He was good. Best
Better.
of his
Best
career,
numbers.
as it were.
But then
You're right. Regular season, Eli wasn't
But
the dude.
it wasn't like he was like the Roethlisberger of the first Steelers Super Bowl where he was being like carried by everybody. Like Eli had big time moments.
But Roethlisberger also has 2 5,000-yard seasons. Like, I mean, that's,
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, that regular season does mean a lot as far as quarterbacks. Those stats have to
yards,
be there.
tutties.
It does. Yep. You got
Tutties
to
and
pass
dingers.
the eye test on the tutties. But he has historic moments in chapters of taking down the Patriots, the undefeated
That
Patriots.
throw down the sideline in Super Bowl #2 is epic.
And that's why I think
to
he should have been
Manningham. Yeah. I know the
a
story you're
first
talking
ballot. You put in a player like Terrell Davis who had a very
You've set the
short
precedent that it's more
career,
about moments
but-
than career longevity.
Yeah, I mean Terrell was the
3
most dominant
3
running
years,
back
4
in
years,
his
maybe.
time, but his time was short. But
3-4
if-
years.
If you're that dominant in that time, I mean, statistically, that's what's held
And
against.
that's
Eli.
why Luke shouldn't have been. And that's why Luke should have been in.
Yes.
that makes it
Him
even like
and-
worse. And Vinatieri is still a fucking kicker. Dude still won motherfucking Super Bowls, playoff games.
Still a motherfucking kicker.
He had epic moments.
Big
Epic
moments, right? If
Motherfucker kicking in the snow.
If you can't tell the story without that dude, and you have a couple of those moments, you deserve to be in the hall. Right? That's how Terrell got in.
They just don't want to put him as a first ballot because he's a kicker. That's so stupid.
That's what it is. That's got to be the Eli thing. No, that's not Vinatieri. That's
but it's got to be the Vinatieri thing.
Got to be the Eli thing.
It's got to be Vinatieri too. Being a first ballot.
That is weird. He is. How is he not? I don't know. I'd give him my vote over two of the guys.
Colts
that got
and
in this
Patriots.
Year. Yeah, weird. You can't tell the story of the 2000s without Adam Vinatieri. You can't. It's impossible.
You want to pull up some bets, T-Mon?
Oh, boy.
Well, Trev's pulling up some bets. Super Bowl day.
It is. We are recording on Super Bowl day.
First thoughts and feelings and your pick, Charlie, before we get into bets. And then I'll take mine while Trev's
First thoughts and feelings. If Saquon can pop, the Eagles win. If the Eagles can't get pressure on Mahomes, then the Chiefs win. I think overall the Eagles will win this game.
Eagles are the best roster in football.
That's my straightforward answer without delving too far in and sidebarring all over the place. If Saquon puts it down their throat, the Eagles are going to win.
I think if AJ goes off, Eagles win. I think
you go the other direction.
I think they're going to have to throw the ball to win this game because I think this is Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. I don't bet against them ever.
I know.
I understand. And I know I should root against the Chiefs because I'm a Raider fan. But it's either you're either rooting for history or you're rooting for redemption. I'm rooting for fucking history. Three-peat this is one of the craziest things that ever happened. In football, it doesn't happen.
Not even close.
Lakers did in basketball.
There hadn't been a back-to-back in
since
2
the Patriots
decades.
Did it, right? And, dude, you don't do it in football. When you get good, free agents leave. You're not as good. They've showed that they were able to move on from one different offense to a different offense, going from a different defense. They even lost Snead this year.
They didn't lose him. They traded him.
Yeah. Traded him.
Yeah.
Great point, Charlie. I think this is what they have done as an organization, as a coaching staff, and as keeping the star players of Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes around, and then adding the dudes of Karlaftis through the draft,
Pacheco,
Murray, Pacheco, Chanel, the linebacker, McDuffie through the draft, and then you make the one pick or the one free agent signing of the one tackle that's playing good from the Jaguars.
Robinson, right?
Cam Robinson. There's the other guy. Maybe he's not from the Jags. You did the one signing in free agency. He's played really well. Tooney from the Patriots. Dude,
Tooney's playing tackle.
Has an opportunity to win his 6th ring, I think.
You have done so many things as an organization. Dude, you have the Eagles have the best roster, but what the Chiefs have done to be able to three-peat is crazy. This shit doesn't happen in football. Chiefs win. I think Chiefs win. I think it's. I think that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes out scheme Vic Fangio. It's a back and forth. I bet it's up and score, but I think.
What Chiefs you got, money?
Put Spags in there too, man.
Yeah, I think Spags shuts
He's
down.
He's part of the greatness of what Kansas City has been.
They're gonna hit a couple blitzes. Jalen Hurts doesn't really play good with the blitz.
I mean, everyone's talking Philly's way to win is Saquon and being able to put up points. And I think, the only time that Kansas City lost the Super Bowl was when their offensive line was failing them early.
Yeah, Jalen Carter dominated.
When you have Tooney playing outside his position at tackle, that's where you have to win this matchup. If you don't win at the line,
it's a great take.
I fall back to that Kansas City's just going to pull it out. They have the quarterback. They have the coach. They win close games. That's just what they do.
Yep.
17-0 in their last one possession games.
Correct.
So the only way Philly wins this game, I believe.
Jalen Carter's got it. Jalen Carter might end up being one of the best defense players to play the game.
Yes. And this will come down today.
Which is why I need Spoon to still have an insane career too, because we could have drafted Jalen Carter.
We could have too.
But yeah, the only way I think Philly wins today is if they get pressure on Mahomes constantly. If that doesn't happen, that's what
That's why I think
There's no chance, I think, for Philly even being the better team. I was the better team. I felt like twice when I played them. It didn't work out.
That's why I think the most important thing for the Chiefs is the run game. I think Kareem Hunt, I think Pacheco, I think whatever you do at the running back position today, I think that's why the most important part of the game is Chiefs' run game. Because if you can try to keep the run game going to where at least it's some type of viable, then it – because otherwise you are Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith.
Don't want them teeing off on Patrick.
Yeah.
You lose that game if you're Kansas City. If that's what it turns into.
Correct. The Chiefs' run game is my most important part of the game.
I think that it's
By
honestly,
committee, too.
There's,
By committee.
As much as we say we don't like this matchup, I think we do in a way. There's some juice here, right? Like, it's redemption or three-peat. Like, at least we didn't get some fucking dud coming out of the NFC.
From Andy Reid Invitational.
From this side of the mic, yes. But from that side of the mic, I fucking hate
Fandom-wise,
both
for
these
sure.
teams.
I don't hate Philly.
I hate them.
I do.
I do.
I don't hate Philly.
I don't like the city of Philadelphia.
We don't want Sirianni winning the Super
Respect
Bowl.
that shit. No, I don't want Sirianni to win that
Fuck
shit.
that guy.
Fuck that guy. I want him up on that list behind me.
Oh, man.
That guy is.
That's why it's so hard for me to pick Philly.
I can't pick Philly.
I love Saquon. Saquon is fun to watch, man.
He's the only player on that team I like. I don't like the fan base. I don't like the coach.
Hate.
But what do we want to talk?
Kellen Moore played quarterback for the Broncos, for Boise State Broncos. I don't like him.
And he seems like the
He
Saints
is the
head
Saints
coach.
coach on Monday
I mean that's
or Tuesday.
All the he's got all the.
Yep. And he said he's going to hire Brian Staley as his defense coordinator. I heard.
Did he really? He's already said that.
That's what I heard.
That's what Z heard in the know. Okay, so the year-end NFL honors happened as well, right?
Yeah.
Did we get any right outside
I
of
did.
your Josh Allen did? We're going to get to that later, though, right?
I got two right.
Got two right. Oh, did Verse?
I got
Verse
three right.
DPOY?
I got three right.
Three.
Hey, now.
I got Jaden Daniels, Jared Verse.
Oh, for
and I wish I could pull the shirt off. Josh Allen.
That's some Cam
Superman,
Newton shit.
Josh
on there.
Allen, baby.
That's my guy. That's fucking
that
bullshit.
right.
I'm still pissed off about that shit 2 weeks ago. Hot. Defensive player we mentioned earlier is Patrick Surtain. Dude, his numbers are insane.
Year. Yeah, Island boy out there. You didn't throw to him.
Coach of the year, obviously, Kevin O'Connell.
Yep.
Assistant of the year was Ben Johnson. Comeback player of the year is Joey B.
Which, because he missed more than 8 games last year. And we're under 500. Yeah, was at under 500, 8-9 or 9-8. Did they go 9-8? Was it?
They might have went 9-8. And then Saquon got offensive player of the year.
Yeah,
he should have gotten MVP if you really think about it.
debatable. But I mean,
Charlie,
was there any other words?
Charlie, you don't. I wasn't really paying attention. I just need Charlie. That train's left the building, brother. I know you're not on it. Trev kind of sitting back seat, but at least Trev's on that train. That train is. Charlie's not around. Charlie's not around.
It's fine.
Allowed on that train.
It's fine.
He's like got that poster up in that train station.
I'll live with it. It's not the worst train to miss. Congratulations to JA, bro. I mean, okay, look, as far as an athlete, as far as, his ability to take a team that everybody had I did pick the Bills to win the AFC East, right? Like, I wasn't down on
this crazy
Josh
fucker
Allen.
right
I missed
here.
there. I'm the crazy
fuck here had the Jets.
We saw the consistency. I knew that he's not bad. Fuck no, he's not bad. Like, I just...
Watch that fucking tone, Charlie.
You don't tell me how to talk on my podcast. I will tell you that I think J.A. is tippy top, but for some reason, man, he can't get around, the immovable force or the unstoppable force and the immovable objects. Mahomes has not moved yet. He hasn't beaten him.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm like misery loves company. Come join me, Bills. Come join me, Ravens. I'm the Niners. Are you gonna join me, Eagles? We're gonna find out today.
Well, I was gonna
They're
say,
gonna lose.
you guys are shitting on the Eagles. Are the only one who can break up this fucking heresy.
Or
at the
they
top.
can join the rest of the league and
I
just
want
be
them to
like,
join the rest of the
hey.
league. I want them to lose. I want the city of Philadelphia to lose.
God, I am poo-pooing that take. Ga.
Lose, Philly.
Well,
I want to see them hate. They're already a hateful city. Be more hateful after this.
They're literally called the city of brotherly love.
And they are not.
That is the opposite of
It's
what
true.
they are, though.
There was not a lot of smiling.
Charlie
people
went
out
there and he even brought it back.
didn't. That is not true.
No, you brought back stories. You brought back stories about hate.
I was like, dude, well, not hate,
first-hand knowledge.
Nobody smiled out there. Nobody smiled out there.
They're a bunch of hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
No brother love there. Fuck that. No Rocky here, man.
Shit. Dun, 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 dun.
Patrick
Their
Mahomes.
legend is fabricated, man.
Yes, their legend is fabricated. Patrick Mahomes, a real legend. Goat. Andy Reid, goat. Okay, I got a question.
Let's go.
for it.
So we know that we put Belichick and Tom as the goats. What if you three? How far away is Pat? If he three-peats here, is he the goat now? Does he have to get to the? Does he have to have as many wins? He's done it at a younger age. What does he pass him this weekend? What's going on with the GOAT conversation?
I mean, it has to be legitimized. I don't know if you put him in front of Brady because Brady basically had 2 Hall of Fame careers over
Correct.
20 years.
Correct.
Super Bowls are so hard to come by, but it seems so easy for Pat.
And Brady's also 1-0 against him.
Correct.
Heads up.
So Brady went to 8 and won 7,
10 and 1-7, bro.
and Pat's been to 5. This will be 5.
This will be 5.
So whether he wins,
5 in 6 years.
so it'll be 4 and 1 or 3 and 2.
Right. And Brady has the heads up. His one loss will always be to Brady until otherwise.
And lost to Brady as a Chiefs in the other
To-
times they
in
didn't
the
make it.
AFC,
AFC
correct,
champ.
right.
'Cause remember, Pat's never missed an AFC championship
Right,
game.
correct. Never, not as a starter.
That's why it seems like
That's insane, dude.
I know.
it just seems like it's inevitable. Like,
Inevitable.
yes, as great
It's
as
inevitable.
Tom Brady was, Pat has been better in
He's
his
got a
time.
long timeline too to improve upon it.
He's got plenty of time left.
I just, I don't want to. I fuck Tom Brady and fuck Patrick Mahomes. But
I mean,
as far as like the overall GOAT conversation, I still don't think he's there yet. He's the only person who has a sniff of a chance to get to him, and I think he's got a legit. If he that's never been done, and we're in the free agency era.
Correct.
We are in the craziest free agency era we've ever been in. So, I mean, it's like it's right there. It's right there. If he got one more, I wouldn't even try to argue.
Are you
after
talking
that.
about today's, or are you talking about after?
Right, correct. If he gets this
3
one,
peats,
no, that's what I'm
maybe 4
saying.
peats.
Oh Lord, no, it's not even. Come on, get the fuck out of
With
here.
that as an option,
Yeah, no, right. Even
It
if he
is.
gets, but
If he
it,
wins
okay,
today, it's an option.
right, correct. But then let's say they sit the next year out or whatever, or they even get to the bowl but they lose it, and he's
It's still there.
I mean,
It's
it
still
doesn't feel
winning.
like Pat
8
Mahomes
straight-
ain't going nowhere.
8 straight
that's
AFC
the
championship.
thing. His time that he has available to stack these potential rings is bonkers.
What makes it interesting is if Andy Reid retires.
Correct.
Sure,
What
that's
he
a great
looks
take.
like after
I
Reid.
agreed.
So when
It's a
does
very
when
fucking
does Andy
legit
when does
argument.
Andy Reid cross the GOAT mark?
I
Is he
mean,
the
it-
GOAT right now, or is Bill Belichick still the GOAT?
Once again, the argument is there. The
Today
argument
means
is
a lot.
Because you have to think what Andy did in the NFC too. He took the Eagles to 4 straight NFC championship
That was
titles
a Super
and one Super Bowl
appearance. Yeah,
Dude, still 4 NFC championships. Dude, you got to
yeah.
dude. It's still a resume.
Oh no, well he's out. Okay, Belichick did it with one team. He was able to do it with 2, which is a separate argument, right? And he's also obviously they both benefit from each other. Reid benefits from Mahomes. Mahomes benefits from Reid. That's why you see them in the same commercials. they understand where they're linked.
We get them nuggies.
Oh, dude,
Get
that
them
one's one of the better
nuggies.
ones. Dude, and then with the fingers crawling across, that shit's great. That's a funny commercial.
I'll get these nuggets.
But yeah, no, I think it's the same argument. I think they're both right there, and if they get it and they get it like defiantly this go,
you're going to hear a lot of people talking about Mahomes jumping that fence. I still think 7 is insane. Getting his 4th, right? But he also has the heads up, so he's got 3 more than you, and he beat you in your only loss.
What about Bill Belichick? The same thing?
No. Reed, I feel it makes a different argument because a coach's path is different than a QB's path. As far as getting it done in 2 separate places, like if he would have gotten the ring in Philly, that would have been a whole nother monster,
Over
right?
the top for sure.
Yeah, but. Dude, his resume, and if they get it, is fucking impressive too. Like, I don't know, man. It's great to see. It's great to witness all of that. I hate it because fuck the Patriots and Tom Brady, but like you have to put respect where respect is due. And same with the Chiefs. Like, God, that team's so good. Just because Mahomes and Reed, that right there. That pairing is going to change narratives moving forward, and they already have. They're going to continue to do so.
All right, Trev, let's hear some of the lines for the game. Let's get our over-unders.
There's so many prop bets.
We're just going to hit some of them, give you what we're thinking.
So if you want to build a parlay, I mean, again, the game is a 1-point game as far as the spread. You got the 40
in favor of the chefs.
How are we going to pick this?
Well,
I mean, it's 2-1. You think the Chiefs are going to win? I think it's the Eagles. On some point, we have to bet the Chiefs.
That's where we have like our options as far as we already talked spread. There's a 48.5 over under.
I like the over.
Charlie
likes the
under. I like the under.
If we want to
so
create,
you're the deciding factor on that one.
If we want to create our own, we could pair that with touchdown score, total passing touchdowns, total passing yards, total rushing yards, total receiving yards,
you have to call
total
the
receptions.
Totals, like by number, or is it over under?
It's got to be over under, yeah.
So yeah, it's over under. So you, like for Travis Kelce, for example, for his receptions, it's either over 6.5 or under 6.5. And then there's Xavier Worthy, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith,
sure, of course, yeah, okay.
Dallas
I got
Goedert.
you. All right. Now those you can parlay. We're saying we can.
Yes.
All right, let's start at the top.
That's all part of the.
All right, over under, right? Or not over under. I'm sorry, winner.
I'm taking the Chiefs plus the 1. Or minus
the 1.
I'm taking Eagles plus 1. It's a pick'ems. I'm taking Eagles. You're taking Chiefs, and you're taking the Chiefs too.
Well, he's deciding right now.
Don't lie to the pod.
I'm not. I lean the -1 with the Chiefs because I think it's going to be close. And if it's close, I go Chiefs.
I'm taking the over.
I'm taking the under.
I actually might lean under there just because I think both of these defenses are pretty good. And last week, I think
27-24 is over.
There was a lot of points scored. I think this is kind of it's one of those where the Vegas is kind of playing the public.
27-24 is an over.
I don't think that happens.
Okay.
I don't think that happens.
So we're
You're
under?
not. I do.
Okay.
We're 2 under.
Yep, we're under.
Okay, so we got Chiefs and under so far. Golly.
Now, what are we picking for our next thing?
So if we're gonna create our own again, there's other like pre-made parlays available on the
we're
William
creating
Hill.
our own.
But if we're creating our own
Right.
touchdown score, we got Saquon Barkley as the first. There's an anytime or there's a 2 or more on all these options.
I don't want 2 or more.
For
Anytime.
Saquon, Jalen, Kelce, Hunt, and Worthy are the names that are on the list.
No, there's got to be more. You should be able to anytime all starters, right? Or no?
Oh, I mean, yes, there's more, but those are the top.
Okay.
I mean, you can pretty much pick everybody as far as.
Let's put an anytime.
Hold
Who
on.
do we think an
Hold
anytime
on.
would be?
Worthy. Do we want? I think Worthy. Are we? Who do we think? Like, let's put it this way: who do we think we're putting our money on for MVP?
if
Super Bowl MVP.
Correct. Because if that's who we're going to pick, then that's who we put the money on in this parlay, right?
Well, because I want
Correct.
the Eagles, and I hope that it goes this way. It's Saquon.
If the Eagles win, I think it has to be Saquon. But if it's the Chiefs, I probably go Mahomes.
Probably. I mean, that's the narrative.
It'd be
that,
the easy pick. It feels like.
Because where else? I mean, what, Kelsey? But Kelsey's got to get the ball from
What
Mahomes.
about Worthy? Because
If he's gadgety, if they can use him in several different ways, but like he
There's
won't break
always
the
that
bank.
chance.
He won't break the bank at wide receiver. If he has like a jet sweep that goes for a tud along with some crazy catches, then maybe. But like, I think that one's way too low. I don't like that as a Super Bowl MVP.
what's
you got to
Saquon
lean towards.
Well, last year we went with Jennings.
Not for Super Bowl MVP. We went with him for his like statistics. He almost made Super Bowl MVP because he had so many different things go.
I thought we put it for Jennings for MVP.
No. We just had reception.
Regardless,
we just had yards. We just had total yards, which was like 14 and a half. We just had to hit 15, and he had like several receptions, a touchdown, like a fumble recovery. Like,
all right. So what are we doing for our third part?
So, I mean, again, the touchdown score is an option as far as first, anytime, or two or more. We also have the option for total passing touchdowns. That's just a Jalen Hurts Mahomes, obviously. It's 1.5 for each of them.
Dude, let's take Pete Mahomes plus 1.5, right?
Because I would also probably
if
go
we're gonna
Jalen under.
Play the Kansas City card. That makes a lot of sense.
I think Jalen Hurts throws 1, but I don't know if he throws 2+.
Correct. I would think that. So I like almost over and
under. I wouldn't
because I think I think that they're probably gonna get Chiefs to get points. They're probably gonna end up throwing the ball.
We also could do total passing yards. We got 253 for Mahomes and 212 for Hurts. They're both halves. 212 and a half. 253 and a half.
I think if the Eagles have to win, I think Hurts has to throw over 212.
I don't.
I like the over.
I don't at all.
I like the over. That's why.
I think but I took under on the touchdown. I think he could go for 170 in a tud, and that's a good game for Hurts, and that's under for both of those props. That's more long. If the game is going to be won by the Eagles, Saquon Barkley is going to lay a fucking deuce on Spags and his defense. That is what is going to happen if the Eagles win.
I think that's a big ask.
It is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a massive ask. I'm not saying...
But if there's a player that can do it, it would have to be him for Philly. We also have the option of total rush yards. If you want to do Saquon, it's 112 and a half. Kareem,
I'll take that.
That's the over-under.
Let's just pick that.
So we got the Kareem Hunt also at 41 and a half. Jalen Hurts at 37 and a half. Mahomes at 29
let's go
and a half.
Saquon over
100, at 22 and a half.
Let's go Saquon over 112.
Really?
You like that one?
Are you kidding me? Do you know the Chiefs haven't given up more than 60 yards to one running back all season? You think he's going to almost double that?
I don't know if they played a running back this good, though.
Not that I'm against it, because I think that's what I want to happen.
But again, it comes down to that line. Who wins that line
because
battle?
You do have
112 is a lot of yards.
112 is it? Okay, what else we got? I still like the passing yards the most.
Okay,
whether we go over under to pair.
Also, total.
Can we pick? Hold on. Can we pick both?
Sure.
So can we do a 4?
You can run as many parlays as we want.
Why don't we just do those two? I think those are the more.
The passing over for Mahomes, under for Hurts.
Yeah,
we could do that. Okay, which one do you like more?
I think I like them evenly.
Really? I think I honestly like the Jalen Hurts under, which is crazy even more. So Mahomes might not go for 253 though. He might, but I don't know. This is a hard game to call. It really is.
Especially since we see it two different ways.
I don't know.
Sure,
I'm kind
there's
of
that for sure.
I'm
still trying. I don't at all. I just don't. I just see a slobber knocker, dude. I know they went 35.
You said it was gonna be a slobber knocker against the Bills and Chiefs, and
I was wrong on that too.
60.
I was wrong.
Oh fuck! I just clicked the wrong shit. So just a second.
Click the wrong.
Say something.
Shit.
I don't know. I think
Say so. Let him know.
Okay, so the other options that we haven't touched on yet are total receiving yards. We got AJ Brown 70 and a half, Kelsey 61 and a half, Xavier Worthy
over 61.
I'm on board for the over the 61.
Do they don't have who's going to cover him? Is it going to be C.J. Gardner?
Like Kelsey,
they're gonna have to bracket it.
Or is it Cooper?
You're gonna have to bracket linebacker and a safety or cornerback are gonna have to be on him at all times. Who else are they gonna make pop? Juju?
Well,
I mean, Juju's surprising.
I'd be more worried of Worthy pop in.
Yeah, Worthy's the next name at 55 and a half. Actually, for whatever reason, Kelsey the number just locked out on the app. I don't know what that means, but it's just
you can't bet it. Probably means so much money
took it away
on that. Yeah, we can't bet that anymore.
Okay, so let's get wait, hold on. What's Dallas Goedert?
Smith have had
what's Dallas Goedert's?
Okay, Goddard is 50 and a half.
Under.
Devontae Smith, who has had a lot of success against the Chiefs, 52.5.
I love the over on that, but like AJ getting 7. I like Devontae over 50 rather than AJ at 70.
I do too.
And then you can get in the weeds with the Juju at 16.5, Saquon at 14.5, DeAndre at 13.5.
Saquon at 14.5 might not be terrible if he pops a screen.
Yeah, why is Saquon only at 14.5? I would
Because he's a runner, not a he's a runner, not a catcher.
He's a catcher,
Because
though.
Gainwell, he could get 14.5. I feel like that's not a bad
Could
line.
be one catch.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do that.
All right, so do you want to
pick
do
something?
Okay, right. I like the Saquon catching over 14.5, and let's do one of the quarterbacks. Let's do one for a 4. Let's do 4.
If it's going to be the under, and that's what we're hoping for, which I don't think it's going to be, I guess we take Jalen in the under too.
For under 212?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's over, and I think it's a shootout. So I'm against all this.
Man, that makes it so hard to pick this since we're not all on the same page. I mean, the only other options would be the last thing in there as far as parlays would be the total receptions. We'd have Kelsey at 6.5, Xavier Worthy at 5.5, AJ Brown at 5.5, Devontae at 4.5, Goddard at 4.5. There's a bunch more, but those are all just like under 3.5. Most of them are 1.5s actually. If you want to do Hopkins, Noah Gray, Juju,
Hopkins too.
Pacheco, Hunt, Samaje, Dotson, like all those are 1.5 bet. Oh, Dotson's a half. If he gets one catch,
Jahan for Philly.
So I mean, it's just there's a lot here to choose from.
I say we go Saquon over
14.5 reception yards. I think that could easily happen.
Yes.
Okay.
We already have the over and under. We already have
The winner.
The winner.
Yeah. We're going Chiefs under, Saquon 14.5 and over. Do you like either of the quarterback prop bets is what we were talking about?
As far as the
Yards.
touchdowns or the yards?
Yards.
Okay.
Although
was
the
the
touchdown,
touchdown? What was the touchdown?
we
Go
should
back to the
revisit the
touchdown.
touchdowns.
Go
It's
back
true.
to
It's
the
1.5 for Pat, and it's both. It's 1.5 for both.
I think over for Pat.
2? You think he gets 2 tuds? I feel like he should. I feel like he should. I feel like that's a solid bet.
Throwing 2 tutties.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
What's his rushing touchdowns? Is Pat average to get 1 rushing touchdown?
Probably
Is it half?
0.5. I bet you it's a half. I bet you it's 1. I bet you it's got to be 1. It's got to be 1.
Is that something we want to dive into?
No,
let me look at it real quick.
But the odds are probably pretty good.
Touchdown
To be fair.
score.
Because rushing him, he's always kind of got that.
But if you bet specifically rushing, right? Because there's got to be that option. There has to be rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
yeah, Patty Mahomes, dude.
We're trying, y'all. The app, William Hill.
I mean, in the parlay builder, it actually doesn't have just rushing touchdowns.
Really?
It has
that's all right.
touchdown score, total passing touchdowns.
All right, well
total
let's
rushing
just take Pat for +2.
2
plus
on
over
the
1.5.
to throw 2 touchdowns. I feel like that's very feasible.
I do too.
I feel like that's extremely feasible. Because the wild card, really, out of the ones that we're calling, would be the Saquon 14.5.
Yeah, just got to catch a screen
It's got to
ball.
get a couple of pops. Yeah, which I think he could. I think he absolutely could.
Are we just making one
I'm gonna wear my
parlay? We
Tim
making
Brown.
2
I'm gonna wear my
parlays?
Tim
That's
Brown.
one parlay.
I'm gonna wear my
That's
Tim
a-
Brown jersey. No, I'm wearing my Bo Jackson jersey. My Tim Brown jersey's signed. I can't wear it.
He should not. A signed jersey.
I think I
you
have a
should
Bo
not wear.
Jackson signed
Don't want to
jersey
get
too.
that anything on that
No,
signature.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think I have a Bo Jackson signed jersey too. I think I'm gonna wear my Bo. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, all 4-1.
Okay, so wait. So to bring it back, I
Right.
got the Chiefs. I got the under.
Right.
I got Patrick Mahomes on the over for passing touchdowns.
2 tuds and
Was there another bet?
Saquon over
Saquon
14.5 receiving yards.
You correct.
Saquon on the receiving.
Do you not feel like that could happen?
I do.
I feel like this under is a BS fucking situation.
Oh, see, that's what I'm worried about.
Do you want to revisit? You were the swing vote. You said under. I could be talked into an over just because I love points. Like
It's funner to
that
root
means
for
score.
sure.
It's-
27-24. That's over.
I get it. Dude, it could be. I don't know. Golly. All right. What are we doing here? He wants over. It's not that I see. I don't want to bet under and then see an over. That would make me upset.
Okay, so just to revisit, right, the current parlay that we have.
Let's go.
Mahomes over 1.5 passing
That
touchdowns.
one we're 100% on. Like, I really don't, like, I hate to say it, but he's got to throw for 2, right?
Saquon Barkley over 14.5 receiving yards.
Receiving yards, yes.
We got Kansas City -1 and the under at 48.5.
That's what we have.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate that KC take. I got minimized on that one. Not much I can do.
24-24 puts us
Is
a half point
at
back.
a push, right? No, well, because then an overtime's got to win it. So we're gonna think each team gets at least 3 touchdowns. Is what you're saying? How do you feel? Revisit that under that context. Trev, come on, give me over under before we got because the other 3 I can't. You are locked in on the Chiefs winning it, so are you over under?
Are we? What do we think it's 21-17 or 24-17? Like, I mean, we think
that'd be what? Yeah,
we're not getting any
That'd
points?
still be 50. 24-17 would be 41 points. Okay.
Like, are we
that
not
over is
scoring?
fairly tempting too. No, I don't know. That one's tough. That's a good line. It's a good line.
Man, I mean, 20-24 is that?
It's
That's
40.
an
That's
under.
44 points. Exactly.
That's an under.
Exactly.
At 24-27, that has to be. That's the over. 24-24 is.
It's gonna push to an over. It has to.
it
Well, it
will
has
push-
to.
well,
It has to. Somebody's got to score 3 at least. Yeah.
Man, I'm having second thoughts about this over.
I know.
Under,
I
though.
know. That's.
God damn it.
I'm on it too. I'm revisiting hard.
Revisit. In a second, we're going to go
hard.
over some of our favorite Super Bowl moments. Not Super Bowl moments.
I need to let me
in
keep my
fandom.
revisiting before I go over to those moments because son of a bitch, dude. I mean, the last was 38-35. That clears over by a mile.
Yep.
Yeah, but
How
isn't
many
Vegas
Super-
playing on that?
How many Super Bowls are like 17-10? There's not very
There's
many.
not a lot.
What was your guys' against the Patriots?
When
we lost,
yes, it was
Because the other one was a big ass blowout, so it's way
correct.
over.
They ended up running. It was 27-24.
Okay.
27-24. Which
What
technically
was when you
pushed-
lost
which
to
pushes
the
that.
Chiefs?
That's
What
an
was,
over.
what was
That's an
last
over.
year was what 30?
Yeah,
In
it
the
was
30s?
over.
Okay, 2 years ago before that.
Fuck. All right.
Oh,
All right.
was that-
All right. I'm down to flip. I'm down to take the over because I do want to pull for points.
Points away funner.
They are way funner.
Fuck.
Okay, so then the current.
I can't believe
We're still-
because I'm gonna pull for the Eagles. I'm
You
gonna
can
pull
still
for
pull
the
for
Eagles.
an over in the Eagles.
I mean,
They would no because it's a 1-point game. It's a pick'ems.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Make
the
it hard
Eagles
to
can
get
win by 1. Wait, no.
No,
they
it's
can't.
a push.
They can't.
It's a push.
It's a push. He can still root however he needs to root. We're
Thank
still
you.
picking the
Fuck
Chiefs.
you, man.
So we have the Chiefs -1, Pat with 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Yep.
Over.
Saquon
Yep.
at over 14.5
Yep.
receiving and total 48.5.
Over?
Over.
Over.
Is that
I'm
where-
signing off on that. I know Charlie's a little bit hesitant on a lot of
I
it.
loved the 3 out of the 4, so the over isn't the worst thing to wiggle on. But because I was already outvoted on the game itself, so I mean that's really the thing that mattered. It's a pick'em's game. I want the
pick'em's
Eagles. I have to technically. My wallet wants something other than my head wants.
Yeah,
Or heart
that's-
rather. Head could say Chiefs.
do you know
it's
where
why?
we're- do you
It's
know
why I'm
where-
not against this.
Do you know where we're at? Like after this
Do
game?
we have to be up still,
No,
right?
we'll still be up after this game.
Nice.
I've been waiting to do the final breakdown after this, so
Yeah,
I
that
can
makes sense.
figure out exactly
what is
how
this
much
bet?
it
This
comes
is a
down
$20 bet, right? We're putting 5 on each, or do we want to up? We go 10.
I mean, normally
Final
we
bet
do
of the
15,
season.
but we can do whatever. I mean, normally we do 3 and we have 4 listed, so however
Right.
you want to mix it up.
25.
25. Feeling real good about this.
25 each, or just 25 total dollars?
I think we wait. Well, if we're
'Cause
divided
we
by
don't-
3,
that's
Let's do
what I'm saying,
30.
yeah.
30.
Okay, $10 each. Well, no, because it'd be 40. You have to go $10 on each one.
So 40.
30. No, we just do 30, right?
It's just 30. Yeah, 'cause
Well,
we
no,
each
there's
just throw
four
10.
bets,
Yeah,
though.
but we each throw 5 in.
Yeah, it
was
doesn't
just
matter
fun.
how many we pick though. It's just how many between us.
Oh,
Just
bet.
make it-
Okay. I thought
10
you had to bet each per.
No,
No,
10
no, no,
each.
no.
Love it. All
I mean,
right,
if we're just gonna do one bet.
Let's go.
40.
Let's go.
We're just gonna do
40.
one?
We're doing 40.
No, 30.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then you
meant.
said 4.
That's what I meant. 30.
All right. Then facial. Appreciate
Okay.
this.
All right.
I appreciate
It's going
this.
down.
We're going
Accepting the
up on a Sunday.
Crazy Super Bowl moments. I remember watching the Super Bowl and watching the Dyson catch and not getting in.
Oh, the stretch.
Oh,
The
yeah.
stretch from the
Dude,
Titans.
so close.
So close. I remember
The
watching that.
greatest show on turf deserved that, though.
Oh, I'm so
Fucking
glad they got
A,
Marshall
dude,
Falk,
yeah.
all those. Dude, I remember watching it and
Isaac
being like,
Bruce.
"Oh."
Oh, dude, I didn't pour my second.
And then the next year, fucking Vinatieri makes
Oh,
a
you're
kick
right.
at the
Me
end,
too.
right? Oh, fuck.
What do you mean? That's a win.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
good.
tinkle.
I was thirsty.
Again?
Always. Another one, the
Yeah, that's going live.
Pittsburgh.
That's staying live.
The Pittsburgh touchdown.
Oh, the toe
Against the
taps by
Cardinals.
Mike Wallace.
No, against the Card. Is that
That's
Mike Wallace
that
against the
was
Cardinals?
Mike
Oh, was
Wallace.
that
Yeah,
Mike
absolutely.
Wallace?
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was Santonio Holmes.
That was home. No,
Or Santonio.
no. Was that no?
Yep.
Was
yeah, it
that was that Santonio Holmes?
I think so. Then he goes to the Jets and plays with Sanchez.
That was Holmes. The toe tap. The play itself was insane.
After the
That
Cardinals
was
went down and scored.
Larry Fitz fucking broke that massive
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
dude. Fitzy has a great. If he's not a first ballot this upcoming year, because he's on 2026.
He's got to be.
Oh my sweet lord.
My boy Tim Brown wasn't a first ballot. That broke my heart.
That's a fandom. I'll let you have it out because that makes a lot of sense to me.
That guy, yeah, dude,
He was a stud.
and he played with nobody.
But okay,
Hostetler, Gannon, fuck me, running. Yeah, I might have been, should have been throwing them balls after that.
I do remember the Packers breaking up the three-peat for John Elway back in the early 90s.
No, the Broncos went back to back.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And they broke up the three-peat, right? Or no, they broke
Packers beat Bledsoe.
Oh,
Packers
and then
beat
the
Bledsoe,
Packers
and then the
lost
Packers lost
to the Broncos,
and the Broncos beat
won
the
next
Falcons.
two. That's right.
The Falcons beat the fucking Vikings, dude. The fucking
Chris Chandler, Jamal Anderson, the Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
Bro. That's where the
The Dirty
original
Birds.
Dirty Birds
They
came
beat-
from. They shouldn't have been
they
there.
beat Randy Moss. They beat Chris Carter.
Oh yeah, they beat. Yeah, that's right. That was Dante Culpepper. That's when they were supposed to be.
I don't think that wasn't
that
Culpepper.
was, yeah, absolutely, that was Culpepper.
Are you sure it wasn't?
Yes, that was young Culpepper. After that, the Vikings weren't the same.
I thought it was Moon. On the
No,
14-2 teams. It was 14-2.
I remember Ward
No.
Moon being on the Vikings, but I don't remember him having that success.
The 14-2 team that lost to the.
I could've sworn
it wasn't
that was Culpepper.
It
Are
was
you
the
sure?
quarterback before Culpepper.
So then Moon might man, that might be it. That might be it. That's epic.
Well, yeah, we gotta double check that. Yeah, I mean, Culpepper and Moss had that
43-8, baby. Let's be real about the best Super Bowl of all time. That is the reason why I have this hat on. It's my championship hat. Yeah, you can wank all you want. I know you got 5 and you got 3. So overall, history favors this side of the table. But the one win I did have was dominant. And
It's been, yeah, and that's nice to have because the last 3 Super Bowls for me have been real rough.
oh, dude, yeah, as a Niner fan, there's no.
Yeah, it hasn't been good since Steve Young going against San Diego Chargers was the last one they got in the early 90s, 92, 3. Yeah, I think it was 93, 94, I guess
thought it
was
was-
when it was the season.
Oh,
the-
I got you. Sure,
the Super
93,
Bowl.
94 season. Right. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, reality comes at you quick, you know? The fact is, you should have beat the Chiefs both times, and I should have beat the Steelers in my first trip to the Super Bowl. The one that we lost to the fucking
the
Patriots.
ball.
Fuck me.
Be
emotional.
smart.
I know. You ain't got to explain
That
it to
call
me.
is infamous.
Wait, and that's your boy Pete Carroll down in fucking LV. So, take a deep breath.
What
are you,
we didn't even
research it over there?
He's researching, but we never talked about your feelings on Chip Kelly. Eh?
Oh,
I'm bringing it back since we're still talking.
we should absolutely give me your feelings on Chip
Rewind.
Kelly.
Randall Cunningham.
Oh,
It was.
Cunningham.
It was Cunningham that was
In
on
So
there.
it was
Minnesota?
afternoon.
Yep, it wasn't
Cunningham
Moon, it was
before
Yep.
Culpepper.
14 and 2
I
that
didn't
year.
know he had that kind of year.
Yeah,
with him.
dude.
Wow. I mean,
I
Cunningham
like
is
it.
legit.
I like the signing. I like it for multiple reasons. Bobby Sloak obviously was like the dream signing. I like it because it's also not somebody that's looking to move on. Right now we're on a 4-year window. Like we're like that 4 or 5 year window, and Chip Kelly's not looking to leave in that 4 or 5 years to go be a head coach. We got the defensive coordinator back. I think the coaching staff's ready to rock and roll. It's free agency, and now it's about getting players on the team.
I think that's
And I think that
right
Chip Kelly
approach
and I
with
think
the
Chip Kelly
current standards. of
Chip
the
Kelly's
AFC
going to run the
West.
fucking football. Now it's about like what do you do with who you sign in free agency. If you don't
what
sign
a
somebody in free
weird
agency,
caread that guy has had.
and I think he's
What
not a head coach, so
Very weird career.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for our coaching staff. But yeah, so it was Randall Cunningham. Boom. I was wrong on Warren Moon, but it wasn't.
Right.
definitely
Yeah, but it
Culpepper.
wasn't Culpepper. Right. So we were both wrong.
Well, I knew it was.
You were on each side.
Well, I knew
But
it
you
was,
forgot the guy in the middle.
I knew it was the person after before
shit,
Culpepper. I just couldn't
that's
remember who
funny.
it was.
that's
Check us out on Instagram and X for our picks, our beautiful faces.
Oh no, we're going into further depth on the Super Bowl moments. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah,
man?
we can keep going.
There's,
Kinda
there's,
like split
there's,
it off,
there's,
so
yeah, exactly
I know if
right.
we're
We
finishing.
only really had 2, and then we got sidebarred. There's a fucking million, dude. The helmet catch. Do you not remember the helmet
Oh, I
catch?
remember the helmet catch.
absolutely
I remember
remember.
the
And just
helmet
being
catch.
like, what the fuck, like,
Passive,
and waiting.
Plaxico.
Oh, dude, in the corner to go up 17-13. Absolutely, dude. Those are moments. That's Eli's moment.
Eli
like,
escaping
it is-
to make
the
that
throw down
man.
the sideline in the next Super Bowl.
Exactly. You can't tell the tail of the tape without that, right? Like it's crazy.
Onside kick against the fucking
Malcolm
Colts.
Butler picking off the fucking Russell Wilson to take away our 2-peat.
Onside kick.
Oh, dude, to start the second half, absolutely. Sean Payton, you can't do that anymore. You couldn't do that in the Super Bowl. You couldn't do that in the Super Bowl.
Porter-
you have to declare it. It
Porter
can't be a
get-
surprise anymore.
Porter getting pushed out against the Buccaneers when his feet should have been down, and that was still the rule for you to get pushed out. That
You wanna
touchdown
talk-
would have brought the Raiders back
the
within
Cardinals
7.
Steelers game with James Harrison bringing that fucking
Yeah.
100-yarder back. Yeah. Fuck, man. We were at your apartment, a fucking off of the north. It was in the northwest. What's that? Sky Ridge.
Yep.
Right.
Skyline.
The Skyline. The triple decker. You were way the fuck up there, and the bedroom had it further. Like their feed was quicker than the living room. So the bedroom is like whoa, and like the living room's like wait, what just happened? And then James Harrison picks it off. It's just like a 1.5 delay. I remember that. That's what I'm saying, though. Memories, dude. Like the Super Bowl is great, and I really hope we get a good game. I hope
I do
there's.
too.
I hope there's a lot of good action. I hope the zebras do not dictate how this shit ends.
Yeah, don't take it out of the players' hands.
Right.
Let's have a good
Let
game.
Mahomes throw 2 touchdowns. Let Saquon get some catches.
Yeah.
Just 15 yards.
37, 34.
Over. Fuck me. Over and Chiefs. God damn it, I don't like you, Downie. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, y'all.
Let's make
Thank
some
you
money.
for being here for Pod 84. Make sure you follow us X Instagram, obviously, for the fucking great alcohol we drink. The YouTubes at Balls&Brews for these pretty faces. If you're seeing it, you're obviously already here. Spotify.
Sick new hat.
Dope
dude.
hat. Love the hat. We're going to have a hat fandom not long. And shoes fandom. That's me.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. See you for Pod 85, y'all.